Two 4x4 squares intersect at right angles, bisecting their intersecting sides as shown. The circle's diameter is the segment between the 2 points of intersection. What is the area of the shaded region created by removing the circle from the squares? So first I want to consider smaller pen here. We'll consider just the area of the overlapping squares. So if each of these squares is 4x4, then if these squares weren't touching at all, their area would be, the area of one square is 4 times 4, which is 16. So 16 plus 16. But these squares are overlapping. And since we're told that they intersect at right angles, bisecting their intersecting sides, so we know that these are bisected, so cut in half. So this is 2, this is 2, 2, and 2. So therefore, we know that this length is 2 here, this length is 2 here. So to complete the side, this length must also be 2, so the side length is 4. Same here, this is 2, so this must be 2, 2, this is 2, this is 2. So they overlap to form this square that's a 2x2 square that has area 4. So if we were just to add 16 plus 16, we would have double counted the area of this square that's formed when these two squares overlap. So we need to subtract the area of this square. And the area of this square is just 2 times 2, which is 4. So 16 plus 16 is 32, minus 4 is 28. That is the area of the overlapping squares if we weren't concerned about this circle, but we do have this circle. So eventually, the area of the shaded region is just the area of the overlapping squares minus the area of the circle. So now we'll do the work to find the area of the circle. So to start, we can form the following triangle. So if we know that this side is 2, this side is 2, eventually I want to find what this height is. But since these are both 2, we know that this angle measure is 45 degrees and this angle measure is 45 degrees because this angle forms a right angle and this is 90. So the angles add up to 180. So looking at this triangle a little more clearly, here's the 90-degree angle. We want to find this side. So we know this is 2. And we know then this forms a 45-degree angle. And this was always a 45-degree angle. And so to find these two sides, we'll call this x and this x. It's got to be true that x squared plus x squared is equal to 2 squared. So 2x squared is equal to 4. So x squared is equal to 4. Or rather, no, x squared is equal to 2. So x is equal to root 2. So this height is root 2. This height is root 2. And we can say the same thing about this here. That height is root 2. So now to find we're going to use this to find the diameter of the circle and eventually the radius and the area. This whole length is really just the diagonal of this 4x4 square. So if we can find out what is the value of the diagonal of the 4x4 square, then we can find this whole length here. So that diagonal is going to be, this is a 45-degree angle, and this is a 45-degree angle. So then this diagonal, this is 4, we can solve for this. Let's call it y. So 16 plus 16, 32 is equal to y squared. So y is equal to square root of 32, which is root 16 times 2, which is 4 root 2. So this whole length is 4 root 2. So the diameter of this circle, if the whole thing is 4 root 2, let's call the diameter of the circle, we'll just call that d. The diameter of the circle plus this root 2 plus this root 2 is equal to the whole 4 root 2. And if we subtract both of these root 2's, we get that d is equal to 2 root 2. And we're getting close to finding the area of this circle. So if we know the diameter of this circle is 2 root 2, then the radius must be root 2. And therefore, the area of the circle is pi r squared. So pi times root 2 squared is 2 pi. And so, as we said, the area of the shaded region is the area of the overlapping squares, which we found is 28, minus the area of the circle, which we just found is 2 pi. And that is what we were looking for. Therefore, answer is choice D.